According to the Missouri Department of Social Services, in 2023, the state of Missouri had more than 12,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted, sent back into custody of a guardian, or looped in the system. This special report, state and local foster care officials explain how children in St. Joseph can be supported and how those interested in becoming a foster parent can have a smooth transition.
Is that higher or lower than you've normally seen in past years?
It is coming down. It is lower. I think a lot of them are closing and coming to permanency. That means that they've gotten a family to live with, or they've been reunified.
The process of becoming a foster parent takes around 4 months, consisting of fingerprinting, a 30-hour training program, and thorough home studies to ensure the suitability of the potential foster parent. For new foster parents unsure where to begin, there are organizations dedicated to the temporary placement of children in foster care in St. Joseph through counseling, mental health advisory, shelter, and essentials for a more comfortable transition. For cases with allegations of abuse, the mission of Voices of Courage is to give children a safe space to share their story and be heard. By doing this, they can be ready to assist them in the best way possible.
Kids get interviewed here so that we can, find out what happened to them, let them tell their story, and then let investigators do their job.
And a walkthrough of the facility proved that a child who was anxious and afraid could find comfort in the scenery around them.
And so they'll come back this way, and the interviews will happen in one of these 2 rooms here. So they're kind of small, intimate rooms, and that's purposeful so that they don't feel like they're, having to yell to the person that they're talking to. And these rooms both are audio and video recorded capable. The goal of that is so that the child tells their story one time, and law enforcement, Children's Division use that interview then to conduct their investigation.
A child can also experience confusion in their care, thinking they're going to a doctor's appointment or to a relative's house.
That's another part of our job, is informing the caregivers, whether that's a foster parent, a biological relative, whoever, to kind of talk that process through with the kids so they're understanding. We don't want them to be blindsided.
The main purpose for this?
You want to build trust.
A key requirement for a seamless transition. When you're uprooted and placed in the care of unfamiliar faces, it can be more than just your identity that's lost in transit. That's why organizations like Cadence Closet provides first night bags, so that way, at least in the first few days with their foster family, kids are provided with hygiene products, clean undergarments, pajamas, and even clothes for the next few days.
Everything we give is to just help them feel better about themselves, because they are going into a strange environment and they need a sense of security with them. And so we try to provide what we can with them.
And something as simple as a crate can make all the difference.
We fill the crate up with as much as we can get in it, and then when they take it home, they can take the top off and get their things out. They can keep anything in here they want, and when they leave the foster home, they take it with them.
Keeping tangible objects and leaving with hope. To get more insight on the support the state offers, I sat down with Melissa Salsor with the Department of Social Services to talk about specific programs that help struggling or new foster parents.
So we have a foster care ambassador program where we've brought in foster care parents from around the state who are really seasoned and have been doing it for a while. And we have a mentor program.
Between 3 family resource centers in the state, each county is covered. In Buchanan County, Foster Adopt Connect is the provider.
And foster parents can go to them for things like training, respite services. Anytime a foster parent is struggling and they need some advocacy, all they have to do is call their family resource center that covers their county, and they can get some help. We also do financial or material help as well.
That's a lot to take care of.
It is. And I can tell you that some of those organizations find other organizations in those counties, and they kind of work together with them and they collaborate.
Another key component to ensuring that children in St. Joseph receive the necessary support in the system. Fostering is more than opening your home and life to a child, but it's about creating a relationship they can rely on and trust. It's a home away from home.
You don't realize how much of an impact you're making on their lives just by giving them a chance.
To become a foster parent in St. Joseph, contact the Missouri Department of Social Services and utilize the programs mentioned to help ease the process and make sure that each child who enters the system can exit with a family and hope to keep moving forward. Reporting for News Press Now, I'm Kirsten Stokes. Yeah, this was definitely a story that was close to my heart. I went through foster care when I was younger, and so I just wanted to highlight that so many people go through this, and it's important to give resources where they're needed.
That's true. All kinds of backgrounds, folks with all kinds of family environments. Sometimes it's long-term. Most of the time, as I understand, it's a shorter-term process.
Yes.
A very important process, and we get to encounter a lot of families who are foster families or who've experienced foster care. So it's a very important story.
Yes, it's important. I'm glad I got to highlight that.
Yeah, very much so. Good job. Thank you.